doing a video on information in the Honda Odyssey oil pump and the crank sensor. Just a little breakdown, okay? This is the original Honda Odyssey oil pump, all right? I replaced it with Millen. Is it exact like the OEM oil pump for Honda Odyssey? Okay, like I said, this is the original oil pump for 03 Honda Odyssey, okay? So I'm just trying to put some information on when installing this oil pump, what you need to do to install it. Now, if you look in the oil pump, this is called the flats, okay? This needs to line up with the crankshaft, okay? So when the crankshaft turns, it can pump the oil through the engine. So when he is installing the oil pump, this needs to line up with the crankshaft. It's locked in place with the crankshaft. Okay, you will know when you put it in, it's not going to fit right. So you got to line this up. You call it flats. Okay, this line up with the crankshaft. Okay, and you need to lube your crank seal. Okay, grease it up before you put it on there, because what happens is if you don't grease it up, it's going to get hot and it's going to burn the crank seal, and you're going to end up replacing it. So you always grease it up. You grease the lips up. Everything needs lubrication. Okay, you grease it up. Okay? And the one I got is a Millen oil pump, exact fit, like the OEM. So just put this information out there when you're installing the oil pump, what you need to do. And if you look at the back, okay, you need to put the Honda bone, okay? You need to put the Honda bone, okay? This is your O-ring here. It's a gasket, okay? What I do, I put like extra protection around it. You don't have to do it, but I do it. On the outside, a tin coating, all right? So you get extra protection. You do a tin coating, okay? Around the O-ring for the oil pump, all right? Tin coating, all right? And then, you just follow and just go around the bolts hole, go around the bolt hole, go all around. Okay, because when you take it off, you will see where the Honda bone is on the oil pump, so you know where to put it. But you wouldn't see it here where the O-ring is. So I'm just putting this information out there. I put a slim coat on it when I was doing it. Okay, just lay extra guard. You don't have to do it. All right. So this is the original oil pump for the 03 Honda Odyssey, 2003. All right, and the one I show in the video was Millen. Okay, I got it from AutoZone. It's a good oil pump. Everything match up. Okay, everything, like your oil filter. This is where your oil filter go, and you got a filter gasket that goes on here. Then you mount your oil filter here. Okay, got a strainer in it. All right, and everything fit perfect. All the bolts line up on the engine block. Everything fit perfect. So you got Honda Odyssey, you go with Millen. I got a video on it. All right. See, I got from AutoZone. All right. And this is your flats. Okay. You need to make sure it's lined up with the crank shaft. Okay. Because this what turns. When the crank shaft turns, this turns and pump it all through your engine. Okay. You will know when you put it in, it's not going to fit right. So you line it up, okay? Normally when you do the timing on it, it's at the bottom, the flat. It's called the flat, all right? This part here I'm talking about is at the bottom. Because when you do your timing, it lines up at the bottom. So make sure it's lined. When you put it in, be careful. You want to damage the seal when you put it onto the shaft, okay? And I had to... This is where the oil filter sits, and the gasket goes on here. Then the oil filter goes on top of it, okay? I had to, this hole here, I had to retop it. This is with an oil filter. I had to retop it on the engine block. Okay? I use a MA 1.25 top. And I use Healy coils. Okay? For the bolt hole got stripped out on the engine block, so I had to retop it. Alright? And now, if you look at this book, it's all good to have one of these repair manual. Anytime you walk in the vehicle, you need a repair manual. Need a repair manual when you work in the vehicle. I have one for each vehicle I work on. Because you need to know how to install parts the correct way on the vehicle. Alright? Now, I got this for the Honda Odyssey. Alright? You need a repair manual. It tells you when you're installing the oil pump. Okay? Section 12 right here. Alright? Tells you everything. Apply a bead of sealant to the oil pump flange and the treads of the mounting bolts. Avoid using an excessive amount of sealant, especially around the oil passage to the bolt holes. Okay? Parts must be assembled within 5 minutes of the sealant application. Otherwise, the material may be removed and reapplied whenever the O-rings are employed to use new ones. Okay? Now, 13, it's telling you about engaging the flap. Okay, this is the flap. That's what they're talking about. This is the oil pump. This is the flap. Flap. That's what they call it. Right here. Alright? And you will know if it's not sitting correctly. Okay, this be at the bottom. Okay. You got 2 positions for it. Alright? This one here be sitting at the bottom. Okay? I don't know if you can see it in the camera, but you got 2. And it needs to sit correctly in there, else it's not going to work. Okay? And it only goes in one way. I mean, if this was to flip this way, it will not go in. Okay? Okay? So this one always sits at the bottom. We got 2 on it. Sits at the bottom. The flat one sits at the top. All right? You call it flats. And see, you got to grease this up, lube it up real good. I did a video on it. I'm just sharing this information with people because if you never do an oil pump, that's how you do it. Like I said, this is 28217. It tells you how to do the pump when you're installing it. Okay, you need a manual. Now, another thing too is, I installed the WVE crank sensor I got from Rock Auto. Okay. For Honda Odyssey, this is what you need. This is just exact like the OEM crank sensor. The 5S1631. Okay? You get it from Rock Auto. It's not that expensive. Forget how much I pay for it. It wasn't that expensive, like 20-something bucks, something like that. This is the original one. Okay? It comes just like, this is the original one. The WVE comes exactly like the OEM. It's a plug and play. Okay, there's no reload or nothing. Okay, you just plug this one in here. The part number here, get from Rock Auto. All right. 90% of the electronics I use this brand, WVE, on the Honda Odyssey, and I use it on other vehicles too. Okay, they make it exact like the OEM. Okay, so you always want to go with this brand, WVE. All right. So this is the crank sensor, the original one. It was time to replace it. It was cracking and it was time to replace it. And also I replaced the crank sensor holder. It's a little plate that holds this in place. It was cracked, so I got it from Honda. It's the crank plate sensor. I replaced that. I replaced the crank pulley. I got it from Honda. You want to get the crank pulley and the crank sensor holder plate from Honda, okay? But I'm just putting this information out there. What I use this brand, okay? Most of the electronics on the vehicles, I use this brand. It's the exact OEM. It's a plug and play. There's no relearn in it, okay? Plug and play. So I'm just putting this information out there on the oil pump. I wanted to do this video because a lot of people haven't done an oil pump and doesn't know what involved. But when you do an oil pump, it's a lot of work. Okay, you gotta remove the white pipe. You gotta exhaust pipe. You gotta remove the right side motor mount, jack it up. So you got clearance to take that oil pan out, and then you gotta remove, all your timing stuff from the engine compartment. All right, so you get clearance. And then you remove the last thing you're removing is your oil pump. Okay, and the first thing you're installing is your oil pump. Then you install all your parts. I'm just putting this information out there about the oil pump, how it works. Like I said, it's called a flat. Okay, and the manual is called a flat. These gotta be lined up perfect. Okay, you see it right there? The 2 goes to the bottom. All right, and the flat goes to the top. Okay, can't go wrong. It's not gonna go in. Okay, gotta line it up perfect. And like I said, when you line your crank up, this sits at the bottom. Got 1, 2, then 1 on top. All right, later.